Well, good evening, everybody. Oh, been a long day. Anyways, um, couple of updates. Yeah, I need to really relax and slow down. I'm yeah, my head's going like all over the place, and yeah, it's very hard for me to focus. Uh, One of my big hurdles is I surpassed, which is my license. Yay! A lot of you have commented and watched, and yeah, so just want to get that out there. Uh, and I also found out that right after I finished doing that, I got sick when I got home. You know, I'm the type of guy. I think I talk a lot about my feelings, my problems, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, and I believe I do. But I never felt that before I came home and I had something to eat, and yeah, I got a little bit. Yeah, I got ill, and I had a sore throat, and I had a cough for the next day or so. And well, I'm feeling a little bit better, but I still got a cough every now and then. Um, so yeah, so it's been very hectic. Like, I am very happy that I got my license, and now it's like move on now and try to figure out something else. Try to figure something else out. Excuse me for a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna take out my hearing aids. I don't know if you hear everything behind me or over in the next room. But yeah, and I'm using the Flow 360, so it balances me, it centers me. If I back up, it follows me, which is all good. Uh, anyway, so yeah, so I'm recovering from that, and now I got the next hurdle I got to go through. Uh, I'm focusing on getting a van. I had a couple of choices, not for a van, but I was able to save some money. I was able to, I was able to save some money, and then I had to pay for my driving instructions and everything like that. And last time I went, it cost me like $600. I was expecting 750, so that was a bonus, I thought. So yeah, so now I'm sitting there, you know, pocketbook's a little light, and I'm feeling like, oh, now what am I going to do, right? So I mean, so I'm starting to, just I was saving the money I was saving was supposed to be for my my hand controls, but I decided, excuse me, I decided not to worry about that right now. What I've decided to do is start saving my money. I'm gonna start, people want stickers. They're out there. I gotta get another sticker made. Maybe two in the future, but one for now. And I'm gonna sell some stickers. Hopefully that'll be okay. And then I'm also, if anybody wants my carvings, a few people last time we spoke said they did. I haven't heard, so but that's all right, but just let me know, and let's make a deal. Like, you know what I mean? Anyway, anything I make is gonna go towards my van. So, and then once I focus on that, when a time comes for me to get a van, then I'll go to the March of Dimes, because they told me to do that, because they won't help me if I don't have a van. So I think now, because I got my license, now I get a van. Then I can see. Then hopefully the March of Dimes will help me, and they probably will. I don't see why not. And yeah, it's like I'm a little tied up right now. It's like, I mean, my old age security, or the um, you get a loan, not a loan. You get a top up allowance if you make a certain amount of money, and I make below that. So yeah, to keep me up to par with most other people in my situation. Yeah, it's not like, I don't want to sound like they owe me, but yeah, it's like I get some back pay. It's just I haven't heard. I think they're still on strike because they're not answering their phones even Mondays and Fridays, and during the week, it's closed all the time. So I'm waiting for that to hook up. So I got a lot of things hooked up, but right now I'm going to just focus on trying to get a van. That's what I want the most. And no, the van that I was in, that's my daughter's car. And in case people are asking, well, why don't you put your controls in her car? Well, that's true. I could do that, but it costs money to put them in. It's going to cost me close to $1,800 to $2,000 to get them into her car. And if I do get a vehicle of my own, when I do get it, to pull them out, it's going to cost me another $1,500. I don't want to waste money, so I might as well wait until I get a van, and then and it's my van, and I can put it in there. Friends of mine have asked me, well, go get a bank loan, go get this, go get that. Just so everybody knows, I mean, one of the reasons I got into van life is because I was in debt. I got out of debt. I then back into debt again, and yeah, and I couldn't afford rent. I couldn't afford rents in Vancouver, and I didn't want to live in a I didn't want to live in a hole with a bunch of people that are still on the street or aren't really living all that great. I didn't want to live next to one of them because I'd be worried about my stuff. So I decided the best place for me is if I moved into a van. And I just left my girlfriend, so, the fact that I was paying half the rent there, that went out the window. And, yeah, so I encountered a lot of debt. So I don't have anything really in the future. Like, I got old age security, that's it. And banks won't touch me. And, yeah, so I'm pretty much on my own. I know people have helped me out in times, but I've asked them people, and they can't do it now. So it's like, okay, yeah, I paid it all back, but now they just can't do it, or they choose not to do it, which is okay. So yeah, I'm not sitting on a boatload of cash here. I'm basically surviving, but anything I get or anything I want might have to wait a bit. But I'm trying. I'm not going to stop. I mean, I didn't stop. I got my license, so I'll do the same thing. I'm just reading because I put a whole bunch of thoughts up here and stuff, and yeah, I mean, my friend Brent, BP from Cornwall, I phoned him up yesterday and I said, hey man, you wanna, if you can on the weekend, you wanna go over and check out a few car lots and stuff? And he said, well, they might be closed on the weekend, and he had something to do today, so I said, okay. And then he said, well, how about if I pick you up now? So yesterday, before everything closed, we went all over Cornwall. Cornwall's not a big place, but the cheapest thing I found in Cornwall, a second-hand car or a second-hand van, was like $19,000. Now that's way more expensive than I could ever even afford. So I'm not looking for a $19,000 car. I'm looking for anything under $5,000 or whatever. Like anything that's just reliable. Might not be the prettiest, but a little bit of paint won't harm that. Yeah, I just want to be mobile. I just want to move. I just want to go places. So yeah, and I want it to be safe for me, anyways. So yeah, I'm not looking for a Mercedes Benz or nothing. I'm just looking for something that I can afford. But there are some, like I hooked up on Kijiji, hooked up on Marketplace, I hooked up on what's the other one? Craigslist. I've looked at all those places. I found a few that are, and I have to make arrangements again with not so much my daughter because she's busy, but I got my friend Brent. Said, he said he'd more than help me out. He said I'll drive you if it's if it's suited to him. He'll drive me. Kingston's not too far, he said. So I said, oh, okay, thank you. So yeah, or Ottawa. It's like, yeah, we'll figure it out. And I said, okay. So I'm good to go that way. It's just that it's going to take time, that's all. But I want to get a van, that's for sure. I made up my mind, and I'm going to do the best I can. So yeah, right now I'm happy. I'm happy for people, showing up, hitting the likes, the thumbs up, and all that stuff. Happy for the people that have helped me out financially through my videos, and just the fact that they want to drop me some love in my thing, and that I'm happy for all that. That helps me out as tremendously. But I know me getting back onto YouTube and me putting out more videos will help me more than anything else. I love to be self sufficient, so the more I do, the more money I can make, and yeah, and then once I get the van, then I'll start figuring out what I need for the van, and maybe I'll get some offers from some companies or whatever, and maybe I can check out some of their products. So it just seems like a long process, but the big one for me was getting my license. I was scared, pardon the pun, crapless. I was scared. I don't know why. It's just because I don't have many options. If I didn't pass, there's not that many options I found. So, and I prayed, and I try to believe in myself and believe, but sometimes, you know, you do and then you don't, and it's really frustrating because sometimes I had, I'll do it, and other days I'm like, oh, I'm not too sure, and yeah, it was very difficult because I don't play the same games a lot of other people play, and I don't mean games, but I don't follow those rules. Like I had to almost be perfect, which I'm not. Getting into the car, I'm not perfect. Almost had to be perfect in driving, almost. He expected that. He expected you make sure you do this, you make sure you do that. That's not acceptable. Or he wasn't all that. He wasn't saying all that all the time. But I knew what I knew. I couldn't mess up. I knew that. You know, I couldn't mess up because I took my hand off the handle one time, kept my hand on the steering wheel, but took my hand off that knob and slid my hand over and pulled the car back with that one hand, pulled the wheel back. He says, that's not acceptable. And I went, what? So it'll be much different now. I guess they have standards they got to follow, and they got to make sure that I do believe they know that eventually once you get out of your vehicle and into another vehicle, or get out of their vehicle and get your vehicle, things ain't going to be the same because you're not going to be worried about it. You got to be safe, but you don't have anybody. I had two people looking over my shoulders, right? So, yeah, I never did well in tests, so that's the problem. But it was okay. I mean, once I got through it, I was like, oh my God, thank you very much. Like, it was just like, oh, I almost forgot about all the negative things I had to say, but, and I understand. I know some people don't understand that or, think they're taking me for a ride, but this guy sort of said, I shouldn't be giving your license right now, but I know you don't have a van, but you're getting one. I said, yeah, I'm getting one because I didn't need it before, but I need it now, right? And he goes, well, once you get, and he sort of told me where to go. There's only 3 good companies that were suggested. One company I phoned to get my hand controls on. She didn't seem to have time for me. So I said, oh, okay. So I phoned the other 2. They had time for me, and one guy went a little bit further and explained everything, and I told my not my driving instructor, but the guy that's going to pass my test. I told him Cameron sent me, and that was oh, Cameron sent you? Okay, we'll fix you up. So, unbeknownst to me, when I left them, and I was I was going back to doing my thing. He phoned Cameron and they talked about me, and I'm like, wow. So when I told Cameron, I phoned this company. Oh yeah, they got in touch with me. They're good, but he said I signed you off. That's fine. He said, but I would like you to come back, no charge. He told me, I'd like you to come back and we'll just take a little ride around the block or something. I mean, obviously the test is over, but just to make sure you're comfortable and you're using the equipment they put in properly. And I was like, okay. But I know I'll put some tweaks into that equipment because my fingers are because some of them things for the turn signals, it crosses over to the other side. Turn signals on the left, but the bar sometimes has to cross over to the right. And even on my tests, that bar moved away from my hand, so I had to reach out there. So they noticed that though. There were two of them looking at me. They noticed it. They said, "Oh, we got to get that fixed. That's important." So I think they were very okay with it all, and they were understanding. I mean, obviously I could have failed, but I didn't. So, and they were happy. They said, "Man, if there was an overtime, you'd be the superstar," because they told me halfway through, all the stuff I did well and all the stuff that whatever I could improve on a bit. There was only a couple of those, and then once that happens, and then we head back to the shop. The guy said, the guy said, I mean, you pulled that off great, man. I mean, you're aware. He goes, it's not like I'm not teaching you to drive, but you're aware and you know where stuff is, and yeah, you're aware of what's going on around you. And I said, well, good, thank you. I mean, and that was it. Like, I took it as a compliment, and I said, yeah, thank you very much. So, I had taxi drivers cut me off. I had getting onto the on-ramp. They want me to do 100. I did 100, and guys wouldn't let me in. So I was looking up ahead, and I said, I don't have room. I can't go any further or any faster, really. So I just slowed off a little bit, found an opening, and then slid in. They said that was okay, too. I was very alert, So I know what I'm doing. It's just, it's different without legs, that's all. But, yeah, I think I believe I can handle it. So, now it's just a matter of time. Like I said, I just got to get something to ride. I went out today, got a few videos, probably going to have to put together. I went out today, I went to a Filipino Independence Day. It was the first one they had in Cornwall. And it was a good turnout and stuff, free food and everything else. I took some videos of that. They had a few tribal dances that they do. Took a video of that, and they also had a group, like a rock group, that was playing music of the Philippines, and they started singing. I thought my hearing was going. I'm going, I'm not hearing this right, and I'm listening. My buddy Brent looked at me and said, Jeff, they're singing it in Philippines, like, I mean, they're in their language, and I went, oh, that's why I don't understand them. I thought, oh my God, my hearing aids are going. But anyways, it was fun. It was good. I had a great time, I had a great time hanging out with Brent and his daughter, and his wife came over every now and then just to say hi. So I had a good time with that. And it was nice. I was out all day, like I was out all day. I think you can tell I'm getting a little brown, but yeah. I was out all day. And then I went for a stroll further on past where I've been before. And then I turned around, came back, and, took a couple of pictures of flowers. I had a couple of little stream shots, and that was all good. Yeah, I just point and shoot today. I mean, I was, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, so I'll probably have a lot of shorts, but, and I could probably put something together as a little short video or, at least under 10 minutes anyways. But anyways, that's about it, man. I'm happy. I'm glad that you guys have supported and stuck with me for all this time, and some of you has put down some great comments and stuff, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I do, because I didn't do this alone. I know that I didn't do this alone. Yeah, maybe I was stubborn and a few other things, but I had support all along the way. So that's what other people need to take away from this. I didn't do this by myself. You guys are all a continuing factor to help me get to where I am today. So, on that note, I love yous all. Love and be kind to yourself and others. And I gotta flip this over again, but I gotta say it. Yep. And remember, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing of. So be kind always. And that's what I try to practice every day. I'm not always successful, but I do my best, I believe. Okay, on that note, love yous. See you later.